Om Namo Narayanaaya. 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 Yes, welcome all respected friends for our morning these sessions of studying the Upanishads. Chaturmasa, second day. Hope continuously we are remembering these auspicious days and continuously engaged in the due sadhanas. In this class, if you come, only these things will be spoken. We don't want to talk, discuss, entertain about anything else. This is the highest purpose of life, goal of life. The Lord and Gurus have given us this opportunity. So we stick to this only in our own interest and in our own evolution. Yes, we are doing the five things: Vedic chanting, common sense thought, Mangalacharana Shloka Sankalpa, Upanishad Mantra Ucharana, Upanishad Mantra Adhyayana with Bhashyam. In the Upanishad, it is Shwethashwathara, fourth Adhyaya. Again, Atma Swarupa Lakshana, we are told about. Realizing that is told, so that we are inspired, we are consistent in seeking this and this and this alone. Let us do all of them. But the first one is our Vedic chanting. We are doing Rigvedaha, in that the Navama Mandalam. Let us chant the mantras 91 onwards in them. Om Athaveda Parayinam Rigvedaha Navama Mandalam Atha Ekanavatitama Anuvakadarabhya Om असर्जिवक्वारथ्ये यथा जौधिया मनोथा प्रथमो मनीषी दशस्वसारो अधिसानो अव्येजन्ति वह्निं सदनान्यच्च वीतिजनस्य दिव्यस्य कव्यैरदिसुवानो न हुष्येभिरिन्दुः प्रयो नृभिरमृतो मर्त्येभिर्मर्मृजानो गोभिरद्भिः वृषा वृष्णेरोरुवदं शुरस्मै पवमानो वृषदीर्तेपयोगोः सहस्रमृक्वा पतिभिर्वचो विदध्वस्मभिः सूरो अन्वं वियाति रुजा दृढा चिद्रक्षसः सदांसि पुनान इन्द ऊर्नुहि विवाजान् वृश्चोपरिष्टात्तु जथावधेन ये अन्ति दूरादुपनायमेषाम् सप्रत्नवन्नवस्ये विश्ववारसूक्ताय बतः कृणु हि प्राचः ये दुःशहासो वनुषा बृहन्तस्तास्ते अश्याम पुरुकृत्पुरुक्षो एवा पुनानो अपस्वर्गा अस्मभ्यन्तोका तनयानि भूरि शं नः क्षेत्रमुरुज्योतिंषि सोमज्योज्नः सूर्यं दृशयेरिः 92 परिसुवानो हरिरंशुः पवित्रे रथो न सर्जिसनये हि यानः आपच्छ्लोकमिन्द्रियं पूयमानः प्रतिदेवा अजुषत प्रयोभिः अच्छानुचक्षा असरत्पवित्रे नाम दधानः कविरस्य यो नौ सीदन् होते वसदने चमूषूपे मग्मन् ऋषय सप्तविप्राः प्रसुमेधा गातु विद्विश्वदेवः सोमः पुनानः सद एति नित्यं पुवद्विश्वेषु काव्येषु रन्तानु जनान्यदते पञ्चधीरः तवत्ये सोमपवमाननिन्ये विश्वे देवास्त्रय एकादशासः दशस्वदाभिरदिशानो अव्ये मृजन्ति त्वा सद्यः सप्तयह्वी नद्यः सप्तयह्वीः तन्नो सत्यं पवमानस्यास्तु यत्र विश्वे कारवः संरसन्त ज्योतिर्यदह्ने अकृणोदु लोकं प्रावन्मनुन्दस्य वेकरभीकं परिसद्मेव पशुमां तिहोतारा जानसत्यः समितीर्यानः सोमः पुनानः कलशागम् अयासीत् सिदन्मृगो न महिषो वनेषु साकमुक्षो मर्जयन्तः स्वसारो दशधीरस्य दीतयोदनुत्रीः हरिः पर्यद्रवज्ञाः सूर्यस्य द्रोणं सनक्षे अत्यो न वाजी सम्मातृभिर्न शिशुर्वावशानो वृषादधन्वे पुरुवारो अद्भिः मर्यो न योषामभिनिष्कृतं यन्सङ्गच्छते कलश उस्त्रियाभिः उदप्रभिश्य उदुधरज्ञाय इन्दुर्धाराभिः सचते सुमेधाः मूर्धानङ्गावः वयसा च मोष्यभिः श्रीणन्ति वसुभिर्न निक्तैः स नो देवेभिः पवमानरदेन्दो रयिमश्विनं वावशानः रतिरायथामुशते पुरन्धिरस्मद्य ग्रा धावने वसूनाम नूनो रयिमुपमास्वनुवन्तं पुनानो वाताप्यं विश्वश्चन्द्रम् प्रबन्धितुरिन्दोतार्यायुः प्रातर्मक्षो धिया वसुर्जगम्यात् 94 अधियदस्मिन् वाजिनी वशुभस्पर्धन्ते धियः सूर्येण विशः अपो वृणानः भवते कवीयन् व्रजं न पशुवर्धनाय मन्म द्विधाप्यूर्न्वन्नमृतस्य धाम स्वर्विदे भुवनानि प्रतन्त धियः पिन्वानाः स्वसरेण गाव ऋतायन्तीरविवावश्र इन्दुं पर्यत्कविः काव्या भरते शूरो नरतो भुवनानि विश्वा देवेषु यशोमर्ताय भूषन्दक्षाय रायः पुरुभूषुणव्यः श्रिये जातः श्रिय आनिर्याय श्रियं वयो जरितृभ्यो दधाति श्रियं वसाना अमृतत्वमायन् भवन्ति सत्यासमितामितद्रौ इशमूर्जमभ्यर्षाश्वङ्गामुरुज्योतिः कृणुहि मत्सि देवान् विश्वानि हि सुषहातानि तुभ्यं पवमानबाधसे सोमशत्रून् 95 कनिक्रन्ति हरिरासृज्यमानः सीदन्वनस्य जठरे पुनानः नृभिर्यतः कृणुते निर्णिजङ्गा अतो मतिर्जनयतः स्वदाभिः हरिः सृजानः पत्यामृतस्येयर्ति वाचमरिते वनावं देवो देवानां गुह्यानि नामाविष्कृणोति बर्हिषि प्रवाचे अपामिवेदूर्मयस्तर्तुराणाः प्रमनीषा ईरते सोममच्छ नमस्यन्तेरुपचयन्ति सञ्चाच विशन्त्युशतीरुषन्तौ तं मर्मृजानं महिषं न साना वंशुं दुहन्त्युक्षणं गिरिष्ठाम तं वावशानं मतयः सजन्ते त्रितो बिभर्ति वरुणं समुद्रे इष्यन्वाचमुपभक्ते वहोतुः पुनान इन्दो विश्यामनीषाम् इन्द्रश्च यत्क्षयतः सौभगाय सुवीर्यस्य पतय स्याम one more 96 प्रसेनानीः शूरो अग्रे रथानां गव्यन्नेति हर्षते नमस्य हरिं हरयो मृजन्त्यश्वहयैरनिशितं नमोभिः आतिष्ठति रथमिन्द्रस्य सखा विद्वागम् एनासुमतिं यात्यच्छ स नो देवदेवता ते पवस्व महे सोमप्सरस इन्द्रपानः कृण्वन्नपो वर्षयन्द्यामुते मामुरोरानो परिवस्या पुनानः अजीतये हतये पवस्व स्वस्तये सर्वथातये बृहते तदुशन्ति विश्व इमे सखायस्तदहं वश्मि पवमान सोम सोमः भवते जनितामतेनाञ्जनिता दिवो जनिता पृथिव्याः जनिताग्नेर्जनिता सूर्यस्य जनितेन्द्रस्य जनितोऽथ विष्णोः ब्रह्मा देवानां पदवीः कवीनां ऋषिर्विप्राणां महिषो मृगाणां श्येनो गृध्राणागं स्वदितिर्वनानां सोमः पवित्रमत्येतिरेभन् प्रावीविशद्वाच ऊर्मिं न सिन्धुर्गिरः सोम पवमानो मनीषाः अन्तः पश्यन् रुजनेमावराण्या तिष्ठति वृषभो गोषु जानन् संवत्सरः पृत्सु वन्वन्नवातः सहस्ररेता अभिवाजमर्षा इन्द्रायेन्दो पवमानो मनीष्यं शोरोर्मिमीरयगा इषण्यन् परिप्रियः कलशे देववात इन्द्राय सोमोरण्यो मदाय सहस्रधारः शतवाज इन्दुर्वाजी न सप्तिः समना जिगाति स पूर्व्यो वसुविज्ञायमानो मृजानो अप्सु दुदुहानो अद्रौ अविशस्तिफा भुवनस्य राजा विदद्गातुं ब्रह्मणे पूयमानः त्वया हि नः पितरः सोम पूर्वे कर्माणि चक्रुः पवमानधीराः वन्वन्नवातः परितीरपोर्नुवीरे विरश्वैर्मघवा भवानः यथा पवतामनवेव योधा अमित्रः परिवो विद्धविष्मान् एवापवस्वद्रविणं दधान इन्द्रे सन्तिष्ठ जनयायुधानि पवस्व सोममधुमारुता वापो वसानो अधिसानो अव्ये अवद्रोणानि कृतवान्ति सीदमदिन्तमो मत्सर इन्द्रपानः वृष्टिं दिवश्च ददारः पवस्व सहस्रसा वाजयुर्देववीतौ संसिन्धुभिः कलशे वावशानः समुस्त्रियाभिः प्रतिरन्न आयुः एषस्य सोमो मतिभिः पुनानोत्यो न वाजीतरतीदरातीः पयो न दुग्धमदितेरिशिरमुर्वीव गातुः सुयमो न वोढाः स्वायुधः सोऽत्रुभिः पूयमानोऽभ्यर्ष गुह्यं चारुनाम अभिवाजं सप्तिरिव श्रवस्याभिवायुमभिगादेव सोम शिशुं जज्ञानं हर्यतं मृजन्ति शुम्भन्ति वह्निं मरुतो गणेन कविर्गीर्भिः काव्येन कविः संसोम पवित्रमत्येतिरेभन् ऋषिमनाय कृत्स्वर्शाः सहस्रणीतः पदवीः कवीनां तृतीयं धाम महिषस्तिषा संसोमो विराजमनुराजतिष्ठुप चमूषच्छेन शकुनो विवृत्या गोविन्दुर्द्रप्स आयुधानि बिभ्रद अवामोर्मिं सजमानः समुद्रं तुरीयं धाम महिषो विभक्ति मर्यो न शुभ्रस्तन्वं मृजानोत्यो न श्रुत्वा सनयेधनानां वृषेव योथा परिकोशमर्शन् कनिक्रदच्छम्बोराविवेश पवस्वेन्दो पवमानो महोभिः कनिक्रदत्परिवाराण्यर्ष क्रीडन् चम्वोर्वा विषपूयमान इन्द्रन्ते रसोमधिरोममत्तो प्रास्य धारा बृहतीरसृग्रन्नक्तो गोभिः कलशागम् आविवेश सामकृण्वन् सामन्यो विपश्चित् क्रन्दन्नेत्यभिसख्युर्न जामिम् अभग्नन्नेषि पवमानशत्रून् प्रियां न जारो अभिगीत इन्दोः सीदन्वनेषु शकुनो न पत्वा सोम पुनानः कलशेषु सत्ता आतेरुच पवमानस्य सोमयो शिवयन्ति सुदुगाः सुधाराः हरिरानीतः पुरुवारो अप्स्वच्चिक्र दत्कलशे देवयूनाम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 यस् ॐ नमो नारायण 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 Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. Right, friends, in today's our common sense thought, few things precisely and simple ones, we all know them. One is as long as our punya works, as long as Guru Devata Krupa works, so long living a good life, living a spiritual life becomes easy, effortless, automatic. But that is not the real sadhana. And that is why in all our lives we see that at one time all those being good, those doing seva to Guru or doing any of the spiritual sadhanas, listenings become so easy, so automatic. Then after that suddenly we see everything goes away. That is the indication of two things. One is our punya phala resulting in this good life or sadhanas effortlessly automatically is over. Second point is the Lord is telling us that the sadhana is not the blessings, only sadhana is what you do. Now it is left to you. If you do, it will happen. If you don't do, it will not happen. That means, summarize kare. So far, the thought is what? That sadhana or that good life, which automatically happens, is not our real achievements, but that good life lived, that sadhana done consciously by ourselves out of our, be attentive, intellectual conviction. That is the true real maturity. So I am given by the Lord the intellect. I use the intellect. Then I understand. Then I am convinced. Then with that conviction, consciously, when I live, that is the life, the noble life. Therefore, the noble life is lived continuously conscious, continuously all the time, consciously out of our conviction and our choice. It is not an accident. If it is accident, it is by the grace of God, because our punya and prarthana, it won't last forever. So too, not only noble life, our spiritual life also is not accidental, just like that it can happen all the time. It has to happen all the time. All the time it will happen when we are consciously putting our efforts to do those sadhanas. And that's out of our own conviction. Because we are human, because we are given intellect, the Lord says, use that dimag, think for yourself, understand for yourself, get convinced for yourself, and then do the best. That is the way of evolution, O human being, that is prescribed to you. And hence, in our lives, whenever all the hells stop from all directions, and we find ourselves to be in such a soup, isn't it? Understand that that is a time for us to consciously start doing one by one thing. Consciously becoming aware of the given intellect, consciously using the intellect, consciously thinking and understanding thoroughly, and consciously getting convinced, then consciously practicing what we are convinced about, then ensuring that yes, we are doing by our conviction and efforts, choice, the noble things, and we are doing our sadhanas also by our own conviction. It is not anymore accidental, or it's not anymore by choice or by chance or by default. It's not by chance, now it is by choice. Like in India, we were taking the loans from this and that country or the IMF. That's not the real growth. The real growth of a nation is when the entire nation, the beings, awaken to that patriotism and awaken to their own potentialities, awaken to their resources, then integrate all of them. Then from within, when they produce, then the country truly grows, prospers. नहीं तो दूसरे के यहाँ से कितना आप लोन लोगे, कब तक देंगे, कितने लोग देते हैं, isn't it? Think about that example of any nation or any family. How long the elder brother will help the younger one, and he'll also have his own limitations. Suddenly retire हो गए, आधा सैलरी कम हो जाता है. So many other perks, etc. It used to get, सब रुक गए. Now he'll say to younger brother, get out of the house. I can't support you. So this fellow on time should realize. In the same way, in our life, spirituality may especially we let us discuss. General also, spiritual also, both. We are human, we are given intellect. So it is our job, one, to protect ourselves from falling down. It is our job, two, to sustain ourselves. It is our job to continuously, constantly, knowingly, consciously putting the efforts to evolve in the outer life as well as inner. That is the real doing. Right? This all aspect is called, therefore, now as human being ke liye, in one technical word we can use, it is called as a human being can evolve only through tapasya. All this is called tapaha. Where we are tapati, we are scorching ourselves, we are sweating ourselves, we are working hard ourselves for our own protection, sustenance, development, evolution, etc. That we have to be very conscious about. Now, in this today, two or three things only we'll see, not many. First and foremost is with so many years of our listening continuously and living a life, whatever we have lived, and thinking without both of them. What sort of life I lived, what I got and did not get in the world, and what Shastras I have studied. Have we used these two to think about and come to few of these convictions? If we have come to, then we are on the right path. First conviction is that this world is only a giver of dukkha, giver of bandhana. Have we understood it? Are we convinced about it? It's a very, very important spiritual evolution. Giver of dukkha, giver of bandhana. This world is. When? Basically, when we expect something from the world. Therefore, can we be convinced about this? That I will be in this world, but I, if at all possible, from my side, will give something to this world, but I don't want anything from the world and I don't want the world for me. This is a very important maturity in spirituality. All the technical things which are said in our Shastra as Viveka Vairagya, we are trying to put them in the language understandable to us. This world is the giver of dukkha when I expect something from it. Therefore, I don't want the world at all. And whatever minimum I need to survive in this world, I will procure, fetch it by myself, by my efforts. Wherever I cannot get by my efforts, I give it up, but I don't depend on others. If by my efforts I cannot live also, then I won't live, I will die. In all these cases, I don't want the world in brackets of things and beings and convenience, etc. Then I won't become slave to them and I won't allow them to torture me, to trouble me. have we understood it deeply in our heart? Then only we will be able to put away the world from our mind. World you can't throw away. Where will you throw it? It will be there. We are in that world. बट मेरे मन से इस जगत के कोई वस्तु व्यक्ति विशेष से कुछ अपेक्षा नहीं रखने के कारण कोई भी मेरे मन में राग के कारण नहीं है that I expect something from them and that they have not fulfilled, therefore dvesha. Isn't it? For anything or being, when we have rejected raga dvesha, they won't disturb our mind. This we have to achieve. And this is done only when we have seen our life throughout. Key, what we expected from the world, 5% we got, but 95% only, we only suffered in this world. देने का बहुत ज्यादा होता है हमको इस जगत में और पाने का तो बहुत कम होता है. So therefore, don't expect only anything this world from this world. Analyze this more deeply, more in detail. We are only telling the heading. Key, have we come to this conviction that my attachment to this world is the giver of dukkha more to me than the giver of sukha or pleasure, even if the sukha pleasure is very less. Therefore, I don't want world, therefore I am not depending on the world, therefore I have no any of the raga or dvesha of the world, therefore the world of things and being anything is never in my mind to disturb me. This first conviction have we got or not? This trying effort to understand it called tapasya. Therefore, even though I have understood still habitually, the wants start coming in our mind. Rejecting all of them. मैं तो convinced हो गया था. फिर से मेरे मन में क्यों आ रहा है? Like if I am convinced that these teas or coffees are the cause of my indigestion or anything, yet the tea and coffee desire will come. Tea and coffee are offered from outside. It is me, if I am बुद्धिमान, should think that मैं तो convince हो गया था इसके कारण तबीयत खराब हो रहा है तो मुझे नहीं चाहिए. So therefore, outside I should reject. Inside also I have to keep on rejecting that desire till the time that it's no more coming up at all in my mind. That ability to that way reject from within all the wants for the world because I am convinced that the world is the giver of dukkha, therefore I don't want. That ability is called as tapasya. Tapaha is always in the language in the term of giving up, giving up, giving up. Then only the peace will come in life. Isn't it? Whether somebody is a pauper or multimillionaire. In either case, in his mind, if it depends on the world, it will be misery. Sarvam parvasham dukkham, we have seen long back. Second thing is in the same way, consciously, intellectually, we have to think and understand about the nobility of the spiritual goal, spiritual life. Luckily, in our classes, all the 7 of them, this is what is the subject continuously discussed, facilitating us to understand, to get convinced. But again, here, are we putting our due intellectual efforts to analyze, understand, and get convinced by ourselves? Especially this Shwethashwathara Upanishad, तो हर दिन हमको it is Upanishad, the Vedic Kala, the language will be like that only. We have to have the kindness, sympathy, and ability to translate the Vedic language into our modern language and understand what is conveyed by those mantras, those rishis. Language might have a little changed, but the uddeshya, the bhava is all the time same. Because whether it is 10 million years back ho, ya ab ho, ya 10 million after life ho, years after also, the human life's bondage and liberation are the same. This is how you are bound by the anatma tadatma ityadi. You are liberated by the atma jnana. Just like at the grass level, right from the creation till the creation continues, It is through mouth we eat, then only the stomach is filled, then we are comfortable. To everyone except some Maha yogis who have conquered, transcended Pranamaya Kosha, etc. For all of us, this is the only way continues. In the same way, at any period of the history, the Bandha Moksha are the same. Therefore, what's conveyed by the Upanishadic knowledge, Shastra Jnana is eternally valid and applicable. Language may be that is that type. That's why the Bhashyakaras, the translators, the Vyakhyanakaras are there to explain to us in our modern language what's meant by those Shastras. But are we cooperating by using our own intellect in trying to analyze what is said by these satsangas, these gurus, these acharyas, these shastras, and are able to understand and are we able to get convinced that the Vedic, sorry, the Adhyatmika Jivana, spiritual life alone is the worthy life, the noblest life. Therefore, like the earlier one, world and worldly involvements are the cause of dukkha. Therefore, I don't want. We had to develop that I don't want thought. Then only we can reject it and are freed from it. So, to here, when we are intellectually convinced about the glory of spiritual life, then obviously we should start entertaining the thought that therefore I want it, I want it, I want it. Then, if you want it, then it's again in our hands to work towards it and master our spiritual life. It's we have to do. है ना? When the upasanas, prayers are done, blessings come, making it easier for us, comfortable for us for some time. But that's never sadhana. Again, remember, sadhana is for human beings. He'll have to intellectually, consciously understand. He alone have to consciously take decisions, take turns, change the tracks, and consciously he alone has to know and put the efforts in right direction to evolve. अपने आप इस जिंदगी में कुछ भी नहीं होता, ये बात है. Therefore, have I so far, with the study of the Shastras and with whatever little of spirituality I have done, have I analyzed them and understood any day more peaceful, more joyful, contentful, and satisfying life is spiritual life? Did I understand? All spiritual life may all the four come. The Karma Yoga aspect, the Ashtanga Yoga aspect, the Bhakti Yoga aspect, and the Jnana Yoga aspect. Jnana Yoga is the Lakshya. Bhakti and Ashtanga Yoga are facilitators. Karma Yoga frees us from the clutches of our obligations to the world, our bondages to the world. बस कर्म को निस्संगतया द्वंद्व प्रहाण पूर्वकम ईश्वर आराधनार्थे कर्म योगे कर्मानुष्ठाने समाधि योगे. When you finish it, the world will not catch or bind us. वो भी आवश्यक. Then the other three. The चित्त एंड वृत्ति निरोधात्मक योग साधना. जितना हो सके समझो कॉन्शियसली, करो कॉन्शियस. So too, what we miss as the Vedantins, without understanding any of the Vedanta, that the need of the bhakti. That's why in this Upanishad, every 10-20 shlokas in Shwethashwathara, we are reminded that we should pray to that Lord. See, Sano Buddhya Shubhaya Samyunaktu. That Lord may bless us with Shubha Buddhi. Again, after 10 slokas, it will come. Again, it will come. So, the need of tuning to the Samashti Shakti called Ishvara. In whichever that terminology you understand, understand. है ना? जिस देश में आप रहते हो, जैसा आपका, but understand that as we are an individual with our limited resources, there is an individuality with the total resources. Make it simple. The Shastras have talked about him as Bhagavan. Bhaga means Aishwaryasya, Samagrasya, Dharmasya, Yashasaha, Shriyaha, Jnana, Vairagya. Means everything which is in infinite measure or quantity is with him. He is called God. So the beauty is what? he can be tuned to. His blessings can be invoked. His blessings never should be invoked in a manner that he does sadhana for us. No. His blessings are to empower us so that we can do the sadhana. His blessings are to reduce the obstacles and route so that we keep walking. इसके लिए हमें वो चाहिए. We might have done it. That's why, see, these conveniences of listening to Upanishads every day is coming to us. Some of us are using regularly. And what they know, the amount of evolution happening is 20%. Without their knowledge, how much the inner transformation happening is 80%. For those who are regular, I really appreciate, congratulate them. ये ईश्वर कृपा है, चल रहा है. फिर से मांगो, इसलिए मैं डेली कहता हूँ भगवान ये वाला सिलसिला लगातार चलता रहे कि हम पूरा शास्त्र का समझने में ज्ञान साधना भी कर पाए एंड वी रीच यू. Till that time, we want to be on the path. You bless us. You bless us. That's how the need of that devotion. And the most important is this Upanishads, Upanishad Adhyayana, Upanishad Ukta Brahma Tattva, Brahma Tattva Jnana, Brahma Tattva Mahima, Brahma Prapti Avashyakata, Brahma Prapti Sadhana. About all these things, it is we with our intellect, we have to be convinced. And it is we who have to walk on that path. Second point. Now the third is very important. Be attentive. What is it? Key, if these two things we have to do of getting out of the world and getting into sadhana, if we are inadvertent, if we are careless, so many ways we are again drowned and dragged back. We have to be absolutely alert to know in our day's schedule, at our body, mind, intellect level, what are the wrong things we are doing, because of which what we have to achieve we are not achieving, what we should not involve in we are involved. ये तीसरा पॉइंट थोड़ा ध्यान देना पड़ता है कि remember to evolve it takes such a struggle, such a conscious effort, but then to fall down, no conscious struggle effort is required. In fact, if you are unconscious or subconscious, that is enough. We will be dragged down, we will fall down. Is it unconsciously that we are consuming such type of food that which is creating tamoguna in me? Is it unconsciously I have a company of the person, one or two, because of whom, because of the interaction with whom that the tamoguna in me is increasing, rajoguna in me is increasing? Is it that the involvement in my life daily in excess in such things which are making me forget my goal? I have to become sensitive about these things. Otherwise, these two things can never be achieved. One, conscious understanding about the binding effect of the world, therefore saying that I don't want it. Second one is the conscious understanding about the glory of spirituality, therefore saying that I want to do it and able to do it. You can never do if the energies are drained away, if the inspirations are eaten away, if the initiatives are given up. And it is what is happening to us. We are good, but that goodness is not sufficient. We have to be intelligent, we have to be smart, we have to be conscious, careful. इन लाइफ क्या होता है ना, छोटी सी ही गलती उसको गलती भी नहीं दिखती है, लेकिन वो काफी है हमें स्पिरिचुअलिटी से दूर भगाने के. लाइक दीज टू थिंग्स, some good friend circle with whom you spend half an hour every day. वो आधा घंटा मैं दोस्तों के साथ बिता रहा हूँ, वो क्या, वी थिंक सो इट्स वेरी स्मॉल इन क्वांटिटी, बट देन the amount of time energy wasted, the discussions done, the topics that are talked about, all of them are worldly, so they will strengthen our worldly thoughts because of that interaction, and to that extent they loosen our hold of the spirituality. After all, we as human beings, how much of energies, tapasya, shaktis we have, बताओ थोड़े से ही है, बट उसी में वो चले आते, बट वी रेफ्यूज टू एक्सेप्ट इट. न कुछ भी कहो, मैं तो नहीं छोड़ सकता ये बात. I'm giving one example. Each one has one or two of such things. Somebody says my habit to study newspaper every day. But then how much it is causing harm spiritually you must know. You have to know it. I cannot analyze and tell. So to somebody have that habit of Subha Dopar Sham, looking at or watching the TV for half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours. But how much of the dimag is सड़ जाता है उससे, I have to know it. You have to know. Everybody will have to know for themselves. In the same way, as I said, through all the Panchajnanendriyas, what's the data we are pumping in our mind? That has terrible effect, tremendous effect in making us not achieve these two things of detaching from the world and attaching to the spiritual. And that's why you see, our wanting to do the sadhanas remain only as dream, remain only as the wishes, remain only as the kalpana. स्वामी जी मैं सुबह ध्यान करना चाह रहा था कब से चाह रहे पिछले 20 साल से मुझे ये पुस्तक पढ़ने की इच्छा थी और कब से है 30 साल से शुरू हुआ क्या शुरू ही नहीं हुआ आर वी डोंट वी सी दैट how many our good noble wonderful sankalpas thoughts desires and well thought well decided desires positive ones we are never fulfilling them because कुछ चीजें हैं जिसमें हम फंसे हैं and they are all interrelated. They are all part of life. Excessive food I ate, indigestible food I ate, tamasic food I ate. Now, with that eating in the body and mind, I want to focus on spiritual. And nahi hoga wo. Just like your vehicle tank, if you put water and try to make the vehicle travel, it won't. उसमें पेट्रोल डीजल है तो पेट्रोल ही डालना है जो डीजल डीजल ही डालना है और कुछ डालो तो आगे चलो कहो तो गाड़ी नहीं चलेगी ना इसी तरह सात्विकता will help us in doing both the things that are said. But all our involvements are tamasic right from the food onwards. Then how can our this spiritual gadi travel? This is what we have to recognize. That's called the conscious human effort. This is where we have to be committed to give up. That's called tapasya. If you don't understand these things and don't enter into that zone and mood of tapasya, both giving up the unwanted and taking up the wanted, then million lives we live. We will not even do little bit, therefore don't ever. पूरा हमारे हाथ में एंड कल को व्हेन वी गो अबाउ भगवान से हम कुछ भी कहे वो कहते आई गेव यू ह्यूमन लाइफ विद इंटेलेक्ट द सेम इंटेलेक्ट यू यूज्ड योरसेल्फ टू डिस्ट्रॉय योरसेल्फ फॉर व्हिच आई हैव नॉट गिवन इट व्हाई डिडंट यू यूज योर इंटेलेक्ट फॉर योर ओन एवोल्यूशन उल्टा भगवान प्रश्न करेंगे हम है ना उसका जवाब नहीं है तो फिर देन ही वोंट स्पेयर ही विल हैव टू गिव व्हाटएवर पनिशमेंट ही फील्स फिट उसी दिमाग से जब हम फंसना जानते हैं तो उसी दिमाग को यूज कर बाहर आना भी जानना चाहिए हमको दैट्स व्हाट ही सेज विद द गिवन इंटेलेक्ट यू आर बिकमिंग ए भोगी बट आई गिव द इंटेलेक्ट फॉर यू टू बिकम योगी आई टोल्ड यू टू बिकम त्यागी और यू आर बिकमिंग रागी अब मैं क्या करूं भगवान सो टुडेस थॉट इज व्हाट nobody will help us we have to help the help is by using our intellect. Intellect is used consciously to know, understand, and reject the world, to know, understand, and embrace spiritual path. Having this thing achieved theoretically, when it comes to practical, again our intellect will have to come into picture and see, think, understand throughout the day what the things not to be done we are doing, because of which we are not fulfilling our dreams both of rejecting the world and entering to the higher sadhanas. Those things we have to avoid. And what are the things to be done? Isn't it? We have to be very careful about. खुद को ही जानकर खुद को ही करना है अब से ट्राई करते रहो कंटिन्यूसली करते रहो what we are not able to do now next week we will do what we cannot do this month we will do next month अब दिमाग लगा के सोच के संकल्प स्ट्रांग करके करते करने का शुरू करते रहो तो होगा नो ये सब मेरे को नहीं चाहिए, आई जस्ट लिव लाइक लाइफ लाइक ए पशु ओनली, then Bhagavan will make us Pashu only next life. It's all your choice. There is no sentiment, there is no emotion, it's only intellectual analysis. You think, understand as you feel like you do it. Yatechase Tata Kuru is the final kind and compassionate word by the Lord, behind which again there is a cruelty, wherein when the freedom given by the Lord is misused by us, the Lord is ruthless to punish us. जो भगवान कहते हैं यथेच्छसे तथा कुरु, उनके मन में ये भी है कि तुम जो अपनी इच्छा से करोगे उसके लिए जो फल देना है वो मेरे को पता है, मैं वही फल दूंगा, है ना. लाइक थ्रू गीता भगवान सेड आई विल डू दिस फॉर यू, आई विल डू दिस फॉर यू, आई विल डू दिस फॉर यू predominantly. Toward the end he said you do whatever you want. What the combination of these two? I give you all freedom, facilities, intellect, etc., and I give you freedom to do what you want, but I reserve freedom to give the result, and I am very clear. When you do good, I'll give you good results only. When you do bad, I can't avoid giving you bad results. When you do spiritual, I'll give you spiritual results. This is my choice. Yatechasi tatha kuru is your choice. So, let us now take up the responsibility of our life and sort out everything one by one, one by one. पूरा जिंदगी उसी के लिए लगा लो बस. After a certain age, especially when you cross 60, responsibilities are over. You are able to have your livelihood without effort. Then you do this. And the others, those who are not employed in government, no pension comes, not sufficient balance earned during their prime time, children are not supporting. बेचारा उनको उस जिंदगी का प्रारब्ध वही है, मरते दम तक उनको खाने के लिए कमाना पड़ता है. तो आई कांट सजेस्ट देम टू डू साधना बिकॉज सर्वाइव. क्या करें? Even then, sometime you can take out. But what about others who are fully free with themselves? To them, though, they should not give any choice to themselves. It is a suggestion, isn't it? So, think this way about using intellect and knowing that it is I who have to do. And again, while doing so, to avoid the arrogance, to avoid the inadvertence, to avoid the accidents, every time we have to do it and give credit to the Lord. है ना? प्रभु की कृपा भयउ सबु काजु, जन्म हमारा सफल भाजो. It's an intelligent way to escape our own arrogance and ego. We have to escape it. How? भगवान की कृपा से हो रहा है. करना हमको ही, but कहना it is by your grace, so that the ego doesn't pop up. At the same time, looking at what we have done, we have to feel confident also, courageous also, inspired also to do more and more, better, more and more. And while doing all this, one suggestion towards the end can be given which may please you. What is it? With whatever little bit sadhana you are doing, be aware of it and feel happy also that because the many who don't do even this much. You are coming to the class every day. It's a great thing, यार. कितने लोग करते हैं बताओ? You sit for your japa 10 minutes, go to the temple. कितने लोग कर? So feel good about it also. कुछ तो हो पा रहा है. So we are not totally gone case, but we are also not that case that we are not gone or not going. We have still a lot to do. Think. Thank you. ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो. ॐ येरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वम् ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यम् ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानाम् ओम श्रुति स्मृति पुराणानाम् ओम विदितानमया विशदैककला न च किंचन कांचनमस्ति गुरो द्रुतमेव विदेहि कृपां सहजां भव शंकर देशिक मे शरणं. ब्रह्मानंदं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मत् गुरुभ्यो नमः। संकल्पः तेषां कृपया उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोध सनातन धर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्वाध्यात्मिक प्रगति धर्म संस्थापकानां विजयः राममन्दिरवत् समस्त मन्दिरादीनाम् अवाप्ति तेषु शास्त्र अध्ययनादि सनातन धर्मस्य वैदिक संस्कृतेः बाह्याभ्यन्तर भारतवर्षस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रुघ्न शाश्वत समूल निर्मूलन धर्म मोक्ष पुरुषार्थादीनां विश्वे सुसंप्रतिष्ठा अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां संकल्पित सत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयः ब्रह्मादीनां प्रतिभक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थं कृष्णे यजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदा भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मुक्त्यर्थम् ओम नित्यानंदं निराधारं निखिलाधारमव्ययं निगमाद्यं नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहम्. Chant the mantras. How much we have done yesterday? Mhm. 18, 19, 20. Enjoy the chant of these three. बहुत बहुत important. Om sixth chapter 18, 19, 20. यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तमहदेवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशं मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये निष्कलं निष्क्रियं शान्तं निरवध्यं निरञ्जनम् अमृतस्य परं सेतुं दग्धेन्धनमिवानलम् यदा चर्मवदाकाशं वेष्टयिष्यन्ति मानवाः तदा देवमविज्ञाय दुःखस्यान्तो भविष्यति. यदा चर्मवद आकाशं वेष्टिष्यन्ति मानवाः तदा देवम् अविज्ञाय दुःखस्यान्तो. Without knowing the God, there is no moksha at all. Like you cannot have the whole space as your cloth. Charmavat akasham. उसी तरह without knowing the self, you can never have moksha. Throughout the text, what was said was know the self, get liberated. Here, the totally same thing but said in another way. Without tada devam avijnaya. Devam avijnaya. Without knowing the self, dukkasya antaha, the end of the misery bondage, na bhavishyati. It will never happen. Good mantras. Now, एष देवो विश्वकर्मा महात्मा सदा जनानां हृदये सन्निविष्टः हृदा मनीषा मनसा विक्लुप्तः ये एतद्विदुः अमृताः ते भवन्ति. One of the most beautiful shlokas, mantras with very pregnant, complete bhashya. That's why we have taken 2 or 3 days to study. So, Eshaha Prakritaha, the Lord in context about whom we are discussing. That the Brahman, the Atman, the reality, the Supreme Self, the substract. He is Devaha, Dyotanatmakaha, Vishwakarma. He is the one who, on him through Maya, projecting Nam Rupa, appearing as the Jagat. Mahanatma, he is Mahan as well as Atma. And then Sada Jananam Hridaye, Hridayakashe, like Jaladi Adhareshu Surya Pratibimbavat Samyak Nivishtaha. 2 lines we have seen with Bhash. Then he'll have to be realized. To realize, sadhanas are said in the first, third shloka, third line. Fourth line mein, those who through the sadhana know him, they become immortal. That is said. But Bhagavan Adi Shankara is here with all his kindness and compassion to tell us that who can do this sadhana said in third line, Hrida Manisha Manasa, so that he know the Viduhu, the reality, thereby he becomes Amrita. That sadhanas here Shankara Bhagavan explains to us. Today we have to focus on that. Before that, the 3 sadhanas, the Hrida means what? by being Sakshi and rejecting everything outer and also in the thoughts. Then Manisha is what? Nirantara Atmanatma Viveka. Paramartha Aparamartha Viveka. Bandha Moksha Viveka. That continuous doing is called Manisha. Then what is the Manasa? Manasa Vichara Sadhya Ekatva Jnananecha. This is very powerful, very essential. Let me see how I can put it, or we are lucky to understand. Vichara sadhya ekatva jnanena is the meaning of the word mind, manasa. Means what? Only when we understand the eka substratum and know that the anekata is not only projected but also cause of all dukkha, all bondage, that we cannot reject the anekata. Therefore, with the help of the Shastras and Yukti, we have to have the achievement of Ekatva Jnana. And Manasa Vichara Sadhya Ekatva Jnanena. Through the Vichara, listening to the Guru and Upanishads and doing the Vichara, we have to have the Ekatva Jnana. This should have been the result to us if we have honestly, genuinely studied our Upanishad so far in last few years. Never mind, at least now. Be clear, focused that from now when we are studying Upanishad, next maybe in 2 or 3 years' time, our study of Upanishad should be followed by the Vichara. That Vicharana, contemplation, should lead us to the understanding what? Ekatva. That there is only one reality. So Vichara Sadhya Ekatva Jnana. Say this point 5 times. Vichara Sadhya Ekatva Jnanam. Vichara Sadhya Ekatva Jnanam. Vichara Sadhya Ekatva Jnanam. Vichara Sadhya Ekatva Jnanam. Vichara Sadhya Ekatva Jnanam means the intellectual conviction about the presence of one with a second substratum behind the multiplicity which we see. दिस इज डन ओनली थ्रू विचार. विचार के द्वारा साध्य मतलब हमें पाना है. किसको पाना है? ज्ञान को. क्या ज्ञान? एकत्व ज्ञान. बट एकत्व ज्ञान, वन रियलिटी अलोन इज देयर एज सबस्ट्रेट. ऑल एल्स आर प्रोजेक्टेड ऑन इट. है ना? इन द फॉर्म ऑफ पंचमहाभूतास एंड पंचमहाभूत मेड उपाधिस. That one substratum only, on that only all this. Also, whether we talk about the Brahmadi Devatas, the Indradi Devatas, the Yaksha Kinnaradi Urdhaloka beings, or the Manushya, Pashu, Pakshi, Vanaspati, जो कुछ भी है, इन सब का substratum एक ही परमात्मा था. That निश्चय we have to have. That's called Vichara Sadhi Ekatva Jnana. That's the meaning of Manasa. Then, when we understand Eka substratum and know that the Aneka that are seen are nothing but superimposed and also the cause of bondage, then we will be ready to reject them easily. Remember, जिंदगी में एक महान बात, इसके ऊपर एक दिन कॉमन सेंस थॉट को thoroughly डेवलप कर सकते हैं. But I only hint that thought and leave you that in life, more than doing what we are supposed to do, that's only 20-30%. The solution for all problems is in not doing or giving up what is not supposed to be done and what is not to be held. याद रखो फिर से, जो नहीं पकड़ना है, जो छोड़ना है, जो नहीं करना, उसको छोड़ना ज्यादा महत्व का होता है. Then doing what we are supposed to do. And in pure Vedanta, there is nothing to be done, nothing to be achieved. Everything is giving up. That's why neti, neti, neti. Why? Because that which we have to get is we are already that. I have to get the Brahman. I am already Brahman. Nothing to be done with regard to being Brahman or knowing Brahman. But whatever that is obstructing me in this experience, that has to be rejected, rejected, rejected. Like in our days life also, स्वामी जी मैं क्या करूं पूछते लोग. अरे क्या करूं बाद में, जो गंदगी कर रहे हो बेवकूफी, पहले वो छोड़. What nonsense you are doing, first you drop that. Nobody in life asks, Swami, kya chodu, kya chodu. Everybody asks, kya karu. And Buddha Swami also tells, kya karu. And this fellow does that, but never the result comes. Because along with kya karu, he is also doing kya nahi karu. In fact, from now onwards, let us learn this new technique कि क्या नहीं करूं वो छोड़ दो. अब जब टाइम बचता है ऑब्वियसली क्या करूं अभी वो जो कर अब क्या हो रहा है क्या करूं वी आर आस्किंग एंड वी आर गेटिंग नॉलेज बट देयर इज नो टाइम टू डू क्या करूं बिकॉज वी आर बिजी इन डूइंग क्या नहीं करूं. You understand it? In life, giving up is more tough and difficult. That is the real sadhana. So that's why here एकत्व विज्ञान जब हो जाता है ना विचार साध्य एकत्व विज्ञान then all the anekata is binding. Therefore, we can give it up. Otherwise, with all your spiritual knowledge one side, our mind is fully gathering or having our value given to this projected world, then we are never doing sadhana. Therefore, Hrada Sakshi Bhavena. Manasa Bandhana Moksha Nityanitya sorry, Manisha. Bandha Moksha Nityanitya Vichara. Manasa means Ekatva Jnana. These are the three things to be gained by us. See, Hrada Neti Neti iti Nishodhopadeshena Sakshi Rupena. Then Manisha Ayam Purushartaha Ayam Apurushartaha Ayam Atma Ayam Anatma iti etaya Viveka Buddhya. So Manisha means Viveka Buddhi. This is Atma, this is Anatma, this is Purushartha, this is not Purushartha, and this is Bandha, this is Moksha. This Viveka is called Manisha. Sakshi Bhava is called Hrida. Then the third one is what? Manasa means Vichara Sadhya Ekatva Jnanena. Then what will happen? Hrida, Manisha, Manasa, Avikluptaha. Aviklupta means Prakashitaha. What is the Prakashitaha? Intellectually as well as experientially. Akhanda Ekarasattvena Abhivyaktaha iti etatu. So Akhanda Ekarasattvena Abhivyaktaha iti etatu. Avikluptaha means that self, when these three sadhanas are done, is revealed in the form of Akhanda Ekarasa Anubhuti. Actually, with this sadhana done. Now, in the fourth line, whoever do this and achieve that Akhanda Ekarasa, they will become mukto. Ye etat viduho amrutate bhavat. Whoever are understanding all this intellectually and doing it, they become immortal. Now, to this, Bhagavan Shankara's Bhashya, the fourth line, we have to enjoy studying. Very, very important and give the importance also. We are reading the last paragraph of the Bhashya to this mantra, which is a Bhashya for the fourth line. Etad viduramrtaste bhavat. I'll just go through that in one flow as a chanting, then one by one sentence we see. He says, Ye janaha sadhana chatushtaya sampannaha sannyasinaha etat tattvamashyadi vakya pratipadya ekarupam akhanda ekarasam iti yavat viduhu brahma aham asmi iti अपरोक्षी गुर्युः ते यथोक्तज्ञानिनः अमृताः भवन्ति अमरणधर्माणः पुनरावृत्तिरहिताः भवन्ति इति अर्थः. इसका अर्थ ये है. So here the first two things, luckily last 10 days we discussed it exhaustively. 10 days मतलब 6-7 दिन तो किए हैं. First he says, Ye janaha, those beings. So there are million beings, 800 above, but not all of them. Only these people. Ye janaha. Who are they? First, sadhana chatushtaya sampannaha. Those who have become sampanna, rich in the sampada of sadhana chatushtaya. Now, lucky I need not explain it because common sense thought for 7 days we have studied it, or 6 days. है ना? What are the sadhana chatushtaya? Viveka, Vairagya, Samadhi Shatka Sampatti, mumukshutvam. In the Samadhi Shatka Sampada, the 6 are Yama, Shama, Dama, Uparama, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhana. 6. So each of them, both from Tattvabodha and Viveka Chudamani, kind Shankara Bhagavan's commentary, we have studied. उनको आप अपने भाषा में ट्रांसलेट करके फील द नीड ऑफ ईच ऑफ दोज संपन्न अधिकारित्व एंड ट्राई टू गेन द मास्टर. सो ये जनाः साधन चतुष्टय संपन्नाः. तो देखो यही हम फेल हो जाते. अभी आया नहीं हमारे पास, विवेक वैरागी नहीं हुआ. Isn't it? But you know, whether we got the Viveka and Vairagya or not, because we are coming to the class every day, at least we are reminded. कि this we were supposed to have, but we don't have. वो रिमाइंडर ही कभी कभी हमको कभी ना कभी नॉट कभी कभी ना कभी दृढ़ निश्चय देगा हमको. Enough of it. So let me start doing Viveka and obtain Vairagya. Our information ही नहीं है मानो. If you are not at all coming to the class, then where we will know it? The biggest problem in not attending satsang is there is no other way to remind us about our main goal. In the same way, the greatest benefit of coming to class regularly is we are reminded. Not only we are reminded, but we are informed, we are inspired, we are initiated, we are empowered in so many ways. When we are regular in our Shastra Satsanga, we are benefited. I तो feel it like that. I cannot impose my thought on you. आपको जैसा लग रहा है आपकी इच्छा है, बट मुझे तो लगता है जिस दिन क्लास छोड़ दूं तो I know how the world will drag. The whole thing will be just like that, forgotten. Dangerous. Unless we are thoroughly established in our sadhana and anubhuti, we can't even go out of the house also. Forget about giving up satsang. बहुत बड़ा नुकसान होगा, याद रख लो. So ye janaha, who are they? Sadhana chatushtaya sampannaha. Those are rich in the sampada of sadhana chatushtaya first. Then once you are sadhana chatushtaya sampanna, wherein the fourth of the quality is very important, called as mumukshutvam. Mumukshutvam is fulfilled in moksha. Moksha is in atmanubhuti. So atmanubhuti ke liye you have to pursue only the atman, and that is done at the feet of the Guru through the Atma Jnana gained through Upanishads. Then what is the need of ours to live in the world with any of the relativity, which has not only nothing to do with our moksha positive, but it has all the abilities to destroy us. So do we have anything? In Upanishad, in another one, Chandogya Brother, usme that person who is going to the Guru to know the moksha and taking that sannyasa, unka sentence कहते हैं वहां. What is that? Kim prajaya karishyamaha yesham ayam atma. I have to do with praja. Praja means relativity with anybody. The parents, the children, the wife, the brother, sister, the friends, etc. अभी मुझे उनसे क्या संबंध है? जब मेरा लक्ष्य अंदर का आत्मा है. When my laksha is Dendra Pranamana Buddhi and Sukhatadam, I need the praja because they cater to my those needs. But my laksha now is the inner Atman. So for that inner Atma, I have no identity with my own upadhis. Then I have nothing required for them. Then what the use of me to be in this world with the beings? Therefore, Kim Prajaya Karishyamaha. Like he went to Guru Maharaj gave me sannyas. Guru said, क्यों दूं मैं sannyas? He said, because my goal is the inner self and I have nothing to do or achieve anything from outside. Therefore, I just want Guru. Guru, and yes, you deserve it. That's the meaning of here. When sadhana chatushtaya sampada we achieved, in that the fourth one, mumukshata, is very essential, in which Through Atma Anubhava only moksha comes. And when I am totally convinced about it, what do I have anything with this world? That realization that I have nothing to give or take from this world at all, even little, because my goal is totally different. That realization is called sannyasa. And then that sannyasa inside matured lakshana is strengthened by the diksha. Thereafter, there is no going back, no turning back. कोई लोग संन्यास दीक्षा लेकर धीरे धीरे by doing all nonsense for some time, then they one day they realize, I am blessed by the Lord with this sannyasitva, I have to fulfill it. Some of them पहले ही पूरा उनको संन्यास का लक्षण 100% आ जाता, then just the formally they take it from the guru. But what we have to understand is, both in attitude as well as in diksha, the sannyasa becomes necessary for fulfilling our life through sadhana chatushtaya sampada, through the mumukshata, through moksha, through atmagya. Fulfill करना है तो चाहिए. इसलिए उन्होंने कहा ये च साधन चतुष्टय संपन्नाः then संन्यासिनः. दीक्षा ले लो संन्यास का, that's better. Or as in Gita etc., the modern definition for sannyasa is given in the 5th chapter as well as in the 18th chapter. Follow that. In the 5th chapter, Kamyanam Karmanam Nyasam Sannyasa Kavyo Viduhu. Sarva Karma Palatyagam. This is in 18th chapter. In the 5th chapter, Jneyas Sanitya Sannyasi Yo Nadveshti Nakakshati Nirdandvohi Mahabaho Sukham Mandat Pramuchati. Sa Nitya Sannyasi Nadveshti Nakakshati Nirdandvaha. That is at the 5th chapter level, the meaning of sannyasa. In the 18th chapter, Arjuna asks, Sannyasa se mahabaho tattvam ichchami veditum tyagase cha hrishikesha pratak keshe. So, kamyanam karmanam nyasam sannyasam kavyo viduhu sarva karma paratyagam prahustyagam vichakshana. So, सर्व कर्म फल त्याग छोड़ना त्याग कहते हैं, तो फिर काम्य कर्म को छोड़ दो ना संन्यास कहते. So if you don't take formal dress sannyas, never mind. But these definitions you follow, you are good as sannyas. In today's world, the Lord Himself has given. But you have the guts and abilities, kick everything, you take sannyasa and go and stay in the ashram. You are doing the highest. There is no second thing. There is nothing greater than that. It is highest. इसके लिए हिम्मत हौसला चाहिए. अब क्यों नहीं होगा? डिसाइड करो तो हो सकता. Even now there are people, young, some people, they take up. So भगवान ने यहाँ कहा ये जनाः साधन चतुष्टय संपन्नाः सन्यासिनः. The sannyasi means he who, with the desire to know the self, has given up everything related to not self. That is called sannyas. He has done it because he is now sadhana chatushtaye sampannaha. So, ye janaha sadhana chatushtaye sampannaha, they were sannyasinaha. Then they go to the guru, take the sannyasa. Then from the guru, they listen to the tattvopadesha, moksha giving upadesha. What they do that? Etat tattvamasyadi vakya. So they do go to the guru, listen from the guru, tattvamasi ityadi brahmatmaikya bodha revealing vakyas. Having heard them, they do contemplation. So tattvamasyadi vakya pratipadya. That thing which is established in these तत्वमस्यादि महावाक्यास. तत्वमस्यादि महावाक्यों के द्वारा क्या प्रतिपाद किया जा रहा है? क्या किया जा रहा है? एक रूपम, one without second. अखंड एक रसम इति. There is one without second, unbroken self is there, whose nature is rasa ananda rupa. So when the Tattvamasi Mahavakya is heard, contemplated, meditated deeply, it leads to the experience of that which is one eka, akhanda, without second or unbroken, and rasarupa, anandarupa. That is the pure existence, sattva, pure consciousness, chit. So akhanda eka rasam iti yavat viduhu. And how it is known? First intellectually, thereafter through practice, but most importantly and thirdly as a result, viduhu brahma ahamasmi iti. Yavat viduhu brahma ahamasmi iti aparokshi kuryuhu. Aparokshi kuryuhu. The ones who make this Aham Brahmasmi Anubhuti aparoksha, not paroksha. Paroksha Jnanam is Siddhanta Jnanam thoroughly understood through Shastra Adhyayam, which is so beautiful. But that's not enough. We need to have the aparoksha anubhuti of Aham Brahmasmi Anubhuti. What is that Brahma? Akhanda Eka Rasa Tattva, which itself in other place called as Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. So, sadhana chatushtaya sampannaha 1, sannyasinaha 2, guru upasadanam 3, guru seva 4. Having made the guru happy when the guru gives, from him listening to Mahavakya Tattvamasi 5. Then contemplating on them and doing the due sadhana 6. Then experiencing that Brahma which is Pratipadya through this Mahavakya, whose nature is Akhanda Ekarasa Sachidananda, Ahamasmi iti aparokshi kuryoho. Those who experience it aparoksha rupena that I am that Brahman, they, such people, yathokta jnaninaha, they are called as the jnanis. What happens to them? Amrutaha bhavanti. They become amrutaha. Means amarana dharminaha. Means mrityu ityadi vikaras no more touch them. They were never touching, but they were there, the mrityadi vikara to the upadhis. So they were identified, the upadhi. Rejected the Janma Marana Rahita Paramatma. Now through this sadhana, when they realized Janmadi Vikara Rahita Parabrahma Tattva, therefore there is no touch of Mrityu to them. Therefore Amritaha Amarana Dharmanaha Bhavanti. What is the meaning of Amarana Dharmanaha? Punaravarti Rahitaha Bhavanti Ityartaha. So Marana Amarana ka artha kya hota hai? Marana means again and again being born in the Upadhis as a Jiva. And through the Upadhi every time he dies. Like if I am born as buffalo next life, I will die. Again next life, if I am born as a parrot, I will die. So every birth is death only. What is amarana? No more punaravarti, no more coming into the upadhis to die. Because there is no jiva bhava, no avidya, no vasana, no samskara. Why? All of them is burnt. In what? In the Atmanubhuti, Atmajnana, Brahmanubhuti, Brahmatmaikya, Bodha, Aham Brahmasmiti, iti aparoksha anubhuti, which is mentioned here. Because I got the Abharokshanubhuti, Aham Brahmasmi. So there are no more residue asanas or ignorances in me. Therefore, I am not going to be born in Upadhi. Therefore, there is no Janma Marana to me. That's the meaning of Amrita Bhavanti. Iti Arthaha. This is the meaning of it. So again, ye janaha sadhana chatushte sampannaha, ye janaha sannyasinaha, etat tattvamasya vakya pratipadya ekarupam, akhanda ekarasam iti yavad viduhu, brahma aham asmi iti aparokshi kuryuhu, te yathokta jnaninaha amrtaha bhavanti, amarna dharmanaha bhavanti, punaravarti rahitaha bhavanti, iti arthaha. इतना बढ़िया है देखो, इतना important. So, Akhanda Ekarasa Brahma, substratum of the whole universe, is understood, and it is understood as myself. And then through Nidhyasana, I do the Aparoksha Anubhuti of that. I gain the Aparoksha Anubhuti. Thereafter, there is no Janma Maranadi Samsara. There is no Dukkha at all. And mind you, without this Brahmasmi Anubhuti, there is nothing but Janma Marana, Bhaya as well as Anubhav. Every of the Devatas, every of the expressions, they are all afraid if they don't know the self. If we don't have the self-experience, afraid of the old age, disease and mrityu. And they suffer it also. But those who realize self, ये सब पार कर लेते हैं. This is how we have done our 17th mantra, 18th also beautiful. With to that also Bhagavan Shankara gives Sambandha Bhashya, then the mantra Bhashya. Let us be lucky to study tomorrow. Om, 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 Om. Om 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 Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Parabrahmane Parabrahmane Shruti MAATRE NAMAHA Tatsat Brahmarpanastu. That's great. Now find time to study Gita. Come.